that we used to live in. It ain't a home no more, just a property building with new tenants. So God be my withhold me. Why you acting like you don't know me? Like I haven't been in your zone. What's going on? I say what's going on. I say what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, okay. Oh shit. Looks like we back at the beginning. It's like we haven't moved at all. Thought you'd catch me when I fall. Looks like I'm wrong. What's going on? Looks like I'm wrong. Clouds are closing in now. Must move along. Lightning striking
All natural.
now.
Definitely, or something. What's up, Mr. Landry? How you doing tonight?
I say what's going on? What's going on? Okay. I thought that things could get better. Oh. No, no, no. I thought that love lasts forever. But forever's as long as a day. And the day is as long as an hour.
Drinking in a bubble bath. I think there's a DVD of me doing that.
I never knew a grave.
What's up, Travis McDonald? How you been, dude?
Lightning struck through my
These are some jams, Brandon.
What the fuck's
I'll be Madden up in here. This is Orion's son. Found her playing the Spotify game last Friday with Aimee Cake. And it's pretty cool. I'll probably get sent a letter that I can't be playing it, but you know.
This ain't what I want right now.
Hey, Aunt Kit.
Slow up, slow down. Gravity keeping me on the ground. Wanna go up above the clouds where you are.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I mean, it's been like
Smiling down.
15. No, it's got to be longer than that since I've seen you guys.
Want you to know.
I can't even remember. I remember running into your brother at the catery a couple of times, but I really don't remember. I mean, it's got to be at least 15 years, right? Derek. I don't even have a copy of that DVD. I don't even know how to find one, but I'm sure it's somewhere out there on the internet. What was that called? The Damage DVD? At least 15 years, dude. That's wild. Remember playing baseball and all kinds of stuff. Hanging out at Kenilworth Pool. Getting in all kinds of trouble. We definitely old, my dude. Definitely getting old. I've had like some reservations about doing the whole Andy Ford solo project thing. Like, am I too old for this? Like, nobody wants to see me up there throwing myself around like I used to. Maybe I should just like write music and sell it instead of performing it.
This ain't what I want right now. Slow up, slow down.
I don't do music full time, Travis. I Quit doing music full time, probably. I don't know. 5 years, 6 years ago. I went to school at LSU and I got a digital art degree, and I now own my own branding agency. We do like branding design, logo design, strategies type stuff for new businesses and businesses that need to get their stuff together. Maybe I should just write music and sell it. Stuff that is 100% the dream. Like, I love to perform it. I'd like to do performances from time to time. But like, if they could start at 6 and the stuff is already like set up for you and you play like 20 minutes and then somebody tears all your stuff down for you and you get to go home and go to bed, that would be ideal. Blake Aimee, I might have one. You might have one. What? I don't know if it's better than engineering, dude. I don't think it pays what engineering does. Definitely doesn't require all that school. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I figured I'd try and do something a little different and do like a Q&A, just kind of create a conversation type of thing tonight. My hands, I screwed up pretty bad playing Girl in Mexico last night. My hands have just been struggling. This is like the most consecutive days in a row that I've played guitar in so long, and my hands just aren't working. Blightography, you got that DVD, dude? I bet Bert's got like a box of them. Because I remember like getting like 20 boxes of those things. And the reason why we put it out, why we did all that, was because we couldn't release a CD. So we're like, well, we got all this footage of us doing dumb stuff. Let's do that. And I think we did like a live show at the Varsity that we live recorded. But of course, like, we're still jumping around like idiots, and so everything's getting out of tune and whatnot. Will I let Aimee cut my hair on Facebook Live? Yep, I sure will. She just yelled nope from the other room. Q&A, I thought you said T&A. I'm out. Well, just call me later, Derek. I got you. Turn the cactus on. It looks weird without it. Thank you, Barry Allen. Good call. Hey, will you turn the cactus on? And then come hang out? Will you come hang out for real? Tight. There we go. You're absolutely right. I thought about like calling it like Cactus Studios or something ridiculous like that. LaFonda here. Good to see you. Avery. Aubrey. I mispronounced your name. Speaking of like somebody I haven't seen in forever. What's up, Theo? How are you, sir? The cactus does tie the room together. What's up, Jamie Deal? T. Williams, how are you guys? Yeah, big time, Aubrey. Aubrey. God. I'm just gonna mess that up all night. Gushers or Handy Snacks? What are Handy Snacks? Is this something I'm supposed to know, Danny Moore? Got our first inquiry of the night. Handy. I'm Googling Handy Snacks and I'm not sure I should. Oh, I see what you mean. But it's handy with an I. I think they may have made a mistake with that naming. But Gushers or Handy Snacks? I think that's an unfair question because Gushers are sweet and Handy Snacks are salty. So Julio! Julio! Did you ever hear Donald Duck having a stroke? I have, yes. What a question. Handy. If like Desert Island had to choose, I'd probably go Handy Snacks because you get that little red tool, and I feel like on a desert island that would become useful. Yeah, that's what they're called. I know YouTube. I'm not clicking that YouTube link, Julio. Not a chance in the world. I'm gonna click it. Nope. Brilliant. Natalie said, "Where is Aimee?" And it was all caps, and it was a period, not a question mark. It was a period. So it wasn't a question, it was a statement at me. She's coming. She said she'd come hang out and answer questions or correct me when I'm wrong. I look like a guru. I am a guru. I've got a good mentor, a good guru mentor, Mr. Wilson. Get it? How you doing, Danny Wilson? How's that little baby? Oh, Susie Sunshine. I always say it wrong. Susie Sunshine. Susie? It is impossible. You can't do it either. Susie Sunshine. I don't know who Doc Antle is, and now I've got to look it up. Oh my God. I do know that. I've only watched like the first episode, so I'm in it for the long haul. Single cult leader. I'm not. I don't even look like that dude. But if you test me, I will do the soul patch, and then Aimee will probably roll out. No? You on the couch or go get a chair from the table? Good luck. I didn't see Joe Santa jump in here. I also miss him. And you. Cat Bones. That's the song. Who am I calling? It'll be none of your business. That's who I'm calling. As she raises that chair over my head. We're about to get WWE. What would your cool wrestling move be called?
I don't know. He calls me Destroyer of
Words. Yeah, because she's a wordsmith. I think your signature move would be the triple karate.
That's been a fun thing that we do recently. Is just out of nowhere announce and like somebody.
I feel like ASAP Rocky.
And we chase each other around the house, karate chopping. We're real bored. I do need a trim though on my sides. Look, I'm getting these like really cool little wings going. Cakewalk, boom, stuff. See, stuff's always good for the heaters like that. I don't.
I didn't
feel
get the
real
worst of
crazy.
them.
Don't ever try to play
I
me.
was very
Better
familiar
come
with
correct. Don't
Dusty.
ever
They
run
can't
up
really
on me
hear you.
lazy. Facts
No,
be
you're like
happening to me
you're
like a
too far
fucking
away from the
sad
microphone.
space.
Go get the other microphone.
So-
We'll set it up. Hey, Jonathan, what's up, dude? Go grab the microphone.
Spontaneous vacation down in Puerto Rico. There's some big blessing you
Yeah, we
receive
are.
when you a Negro. I feel like my time.
Johnny Parmesan said, can't stay for the live stream. Just want to say hey. Besides, answer most of my questions on the drive to from Austin last year. Yeah, we had an awesome drive home from Austin. That was from the Every Time I Die, Mastodon, and Coheed show. We were going to stop and get a Daryl special in Lake Charles, but we hit some like killer traffic on the way back, and we averted. Got it? There you go.
Okay. I'm just gonna hide behind my giant microphone.
You have to talk like close to it, babe.
I'm gonna be a close talker
You have to be a close talker.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Cassidy.
So are we doing two Hallelujahs tonight or what? You didn't read anything that I posted, Christina. I am not doing a song tonight. I have to give my hands a rest. Last night I messed up terribly, and my hands have been hurting because I've been doing these streams like every night for more nights in a row than I've played guitar in forever. But I'm going to save them up because I'm playing the Wonder South Instagram concert on Friday night. It starts at 8 p.m. Central. It's going to be from there live, and it's called Foxhole Fest, and there's a bunch of people who are really cool who are playing with me. I know Kimberly Meadowlark, Ria Rosa, Royal Teeth. So it's going to be a great night. I'm going to play a couple songs, and I want to make sure that my hands are nice and ready to go.
There's one thing I do want to address. Blake, I see that you said something about going to Daryl's and it was completely packed. Did you know that they have a drive-through? I didn't know that, but I learned that a couple weeks ago, and that was exciting. And there's also another location in Jennings.
Jamie Lee said to do some ASMR. That's Casey's sister.
ASMR is the first.
Got your booty shaking. Michael, I can't hear you with your shirt on. And then he said that's at Drew. So I work for School of Rock. We were always trying to teach the kiddos things about the musician life. What is the one thing you wish you had known before touring? And what is something that you never would have suspected you'd love about the life? Ooh, that's a good one. One thing that I wish I knew before touring that I didn't. I guess the reality of touring is not what most people think that it is. It's very grueling, but it is at the same time very rewarding. So it's, the kind of high risk, high reward. I would say save your money instead of spending it on dumb stuff. Quit drinking so much. Eat better. And I think probably the biggest thing is to make sure that you keep up with like all of your contacts and friends that you meet along the way. That's something that I didn't, and I regret it to this day, that I didn't really foster a lot of those relationships. It's something that I never would have suspected that I love about the life is I sleep really, really well on a bench seat in a 15-passenger van. Probably better than I sleep anywhere else. Thank you for the question, Stuff. When is Merriweather touring again? We can have Dirty fly us and run sound as long as the wheel does not roll past the plane. I don't know that I'm willing to get in an airplane with that dude. Dave, our old sound guy, Dave Guidry, is now a pilot. I think one time him and Bert flew to South by Southwest from Lafayette in like a 2-person plane. Is that right? Am I making that up?
That's terrifying.
Gus said nope. What are you saying nope about?
ASMR.
Oh. Let's talk about who burned down the catering. I mean,
That was sad news.
I don't know who burned down the catering. The universe burned down the catering. It probably needed to happen for all of us. Drew, what other band did you hate playing with the most? They're not reading it. It's okay. Hate playing with the most. Where's Bob? Bob's in Lafayette. I'm gonna get him in. He's agreed to do an interview one night, so I'm gonna do that. I promise.
That's gonna get obnoxious.
Who cares? He said. I need to screen this for Bob.
Oh. Hinder. Oh, I had forgotten about Hinder. You
Hinder
ruined
wasn't.
it for
I don't
me.
really remember Hinder being that bad to where that this think they were like divas. The singer from Trapped was huge diva, like great. Like I think the guys in his own band didn't really care for him. In fact, I remember playing at like a radio festival somewhere in Wisconsin or something like that one time. It was like a one-off when we were on the road with 10 years, and they played the radio festival too, and they Trapped, I think, headlined that night, and we got all kinds of tore up backstage. It was like the backstage had like 3 levels of backstage, and so we kept getting lost. And Skip, I think, was dared by Matt Wantlins to like run out on stage during the Trap set naked, and like that's all it took. And 2 minutes later, he was out there, and the singer from Trapped was pissed, absolutely pissed. But I didn't really hate touring with any band. I mean, there were guys in some, but it was always like maybe like one member or two that was just either hard to get along with or just didn't really talk to anybody or whatever. But didn't hate playing ever, really. Warped Tour sucks when you're not on the main stage.
What about South by?
We did South by incorrectly for the first couple of years because we would book like 9 shows over 5 days, and we would bring our van in our trailer, which parking a van and trailer is like $20 an hour at South by. And then we would cart literally our entire, like all of our amps, all of our guitars, all of our gear, all of the drums, everything from one show to another. It was exhausting. Well, we were young and we were drinking a ton, so we didn't really pay attention to it. But we didn't realize, and then like as we got older, you just like put a guitar in a gig case that has like a backpack strap and just carry it. Everybody else has, like, they usually have drums and amps and they're terrible, but they make sound. I think I was Grand Rapids, Michigan, where Skip ran on stage. Was it? It was somewhere up there in the deep blue yonder. Was it Shack the Lake? I don't know if it was Shack the Lake or not. Surprised it was Skip naked and not Josh. No, I mean, there's plenty of Josh naked stories. One time he was running up and down Sunset Boulevard in front of the Roxy naked, and nobody like was paying any attention. He was like hanging from palm trees and stuff like that. I think it was like the first time that we realized like that's kind of normal here.
So did he up the ante? Like, what did he have to do?
I think he just gave up and like smoked a cigarette and just hung out.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of Josh Barbier, he's agreed to do an interview on Here With Me tomorrow night.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew. Oh, laser. We're going to do a laser interview.
Major Lazer, during which you have to play Major Lazer.
Yeah.
Requirement.
Favorite venue or show? At least favorite venue or show. Last Call on Thibodeau, favorite venue of all time. Next question. Look at your face.
What?
Like you don't believe me?
I don't know. There's another question. Did you just say plenty of Josh?
Plenty of Josh stories, which we're going to talk about tomorrow night with Josh Barbier live. He may have clothes on.
It's always funny when you talk about that era because I didn't know you then.
It's probably a good thing.
And it's like bizarre. The only version of Josh Barbier I've ever met is completely clothed dad, Josh Barbier. So like that's the only point of reference I have.
It's also probably a good thing. Enjoyed seeing you guys play Guys with Puddle of Mud at the House of Blues on Sunset. That was awesome. I think you guys were the best band that night. I probably agree that we were the best band that night.
I remember Puddle of Mud.
Those dudes would play intros to their songs on tracks instead of actually playing it on the guitar. Like, I get it. Now that I've gotten older, I've gotten rid of like my punk rock mentality about that kind of stuff. But like, if it's something that you can play and you don't have to hire like a third person to play this one part, then just play it. Yeah. We did, I think it was a Puddle of Mud tour where we did a random one-off in Pensacola at the Air Force Base. And it was on one of those semi-trailer stages that like pop out and open up. And it was in front of like 17,000 people. I think that was the most we ever played in front of.
I hope they looking for me. Like
Skip still mic checks to Puddle of Mud. Skip still mic checks to Puddle of Mud. I believe it. Makes perfect sense.
We can only know one
I'm sailing lost at sea, but it's been okay. Lighthouse, I know they looking for me.
What you think about this track?
Chill Wave.
Chill Wave.
It's all Chill Wave.
The Swamp about 10 years ago when you needed a crew. That was a good time. All the catery guys came down to Florida when we played the Swamp. The Swamp was like actually, it was either the Swamp or Spinnaker. Swamp or Spinnaker was one of those two was our first show ever as a band. We like started playing, and then like 2 weeks later we booked a show at the Battle of the Bands at either the Swamp or Spinnaker, one of those two. And I didn't even really know Josh and Brett that well. And so like we were kind of fresh, still dating at the time if you want to. And we went and played this, it was a weekend long thing. It was wild. We won. We were good from the start, from the jump, Brett would say.
From the jump.
I was also the first time I saw Brett eat, and we were going into a Hooters, and like this family had gotten up from like one of those like big 6 or 8 seated tables, and he sat down because there was a line or like a wait, so we just sat down at that table, and he just started eating those people's leftovers. Dude's a vacuum cleaner.
Or if it, like a disposal.
Dispose all.
Dispose all.
Let's see.
Oh, hey, Lindsay.
Bert specializes in getting naked in public. He has a PhD in nakedness. I've seen that too. I tell stories tomorrow about you and Laser tomorrow, LOL. Michael, are you drunk already?
Lindsay wants to know how we met.
Who? You and me?
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook.
Real talk. It was Facebook.
Real talk. It was one of those times where like I opened my Facebook for the first time in forever, and I never accept friend requests, so I've just like let them kind of build up over the years. And I opened it up and I was like scrolling through, and it was like people you may know, and there was this super cute chick, so I like clicked on it and added her, and she had a bio that said well, that was a disaster once again from the top. And that was pretty much what I was doing with my life at the time. And so I said, I'm stealing this and I'm making a poster out of it. Sorry, not sorry. And I actually did. I made 2 posters out of it, one of which used her handwriting. I'm just so romantic.
You kind of killed it.
And that was it.
We got coffee. I was very forward. Like for me, I asked you for your number and like prefaced it in the most introverted way possible. Like it gave you so many outs. Like this may be like super awkward and like I'm really sorry and I never do this, but can I have your number? Do you want coffee? And you said yes to both of those things. And then that was it. I think we went through 2 or 3 iced coffees each that first time.
I'm just real glad I didn't have a heart attack. That would have been like the best first date story of all time. Pretty much fell in love with this dude, then he had a heart attack.
And then he had a heart attack. And so, yeah, since then, we've just been hanging out. But, like, I didn't know who he was. That's my favorite part. That's the best part of the story, is that I had no idea that he was in Merriweather. Somehow, I didn't know that.
I was very skinny.
Well, no, I just didn't, like, I knew Merriweather music. I had never seen Merriweather play live.
Ed White. What's
Ever.
up, Ed?
So, like,
I'm looking at you on the screen, by the way, instead of turning my head.
Aw, so like you're paying attention?
Yeah. I need to let you know. I need you to know that I'm focused on you.
Aw, you guys.
You look real pretty.
I'm just gonna go and hide behind the mic and blush.
Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask about anything other than to play a song?
What is your least favorite one to play live?
Oh, someone did ask that the other night, huh? Gosh, Josh would probably know this better because he always tries to make the set list, and I'm like, oh yeah, take this one and this one and this one off, and then you just burn this piece of the paper. I think it's different. It's like it's become different over the years. Right now, I think Phoenix Down is one that I don't hate to play it, but it's just probably the toughest for me. There's some of the stuff that we've written that's like super poppy that I don't always enjoy to play, depending on like who we're opening for or who we're playing with or whatever. But least favorite to play. I mean, they're all fun to play.
Gut reaction.
Street Legal Shootout, because the riff at the end destroys my hands. That's the song that my hands locked up for the first time.
Yeah.
At the Varsity, like in the middle of the set. And I remember just looking back at Brett and being like, giving him like this claw, and he was like, yeah, dude. Cool. And I was like, no, I can't do anything. It's stuck. It's stuck like this. And he was like, uh-huh.
That sounds terrifying.
Ryan said, how many times do I need to nag until Aimee sings?
I can't, like, are you looking at me again? Or are you actually turning your body to me?
I'm looking between you in real life and you in the digital world so that both of you can see my face.
So that you have all of our attention? Got it. Smart man. I don't know. We talked about doing a couple different things. I'm leaning towards a particular artist right now, but that's a secret.
It's gonna happen, Ryan, but we are probably gonna be perfectionists about it and wait until it's absolutely perfect.
Probably.
Although, what would be best is if we just did it like right now, but we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, but we haven't ever sang together.
Right,
ever.
and that's what
Guys,
I'm saying. That's what would make it the best.
Ever heard him sing ever. I hadn't seen him play live until we've been dating for a year and some change. It was a Merriweather Christmas show, and like little jaw hit the floor. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dating a rock star. Oh my god, it was exciting.
Sad. I think I had to bribe you to play Putting to Sleep Orion. I don't remember that. I don't remember much, I guess. I don't mind that song. That one's a little tough too. There's like crazy arrangements that Rhett Mouton did in the post-production part of that song in the original Make Your Move. And like he's a musician's musician, and I'm still like, I can't sing and play that on the guitar at the same time because I'm not that good. And he would do things. I'm like, man, how am I supposed to catch that like crazy weird timing on that turn or whatever? It's like, you just do it, dude. And so we do.
Oh, okay.
We do our best.
We just do that.
Who's the coolest person you ever had to live with? Besides Aimee, Michael Scott Northington.
Who's such
I was telling somebody.
It was such a good answer. It was diplomatic.
Was I telling you the other night about? Oh yeah, one time with my friends that we used to live with, we used to do those like blind taste. This was like when House Kitchen first came out, and they would always do that blind taste test thing where like they would like taste this and tell us what it is. I mean, it was like every night we'd play darts on the wall, and then we would do some blind taste test. Play Mario Party. It was me and Bert that lived with Michael and Melissa and Marissa, and God, man, we had so much fun in that house. It was like what college roommates should have been, but most of the time college roommates are terrible.
So like grown-up college roommates?
Sure.
Got it.
Stuff
Sure.
said, ever written a song about somebody and then have them show up at a show
question.
and hear that song and know it was about them?
How do you confirm that?
I don't know if I can confirm that. I generally don't write songs about specific people, and if I do, if I have, they were basically just like really angry, mean songs, and so I think the point was for that person to know, because I'm a sassy little bitch. Putting to Sleep a Lion has been my favorite song since I was 12. I remember hearing you play it for the first time live, and I cried. I don't know why, but I love that song so much. Oh.
Is anybody else like really like
12, so that means
an
that
easy crier?
I mean, I probably wrote that song when I was 21 or 22. Like a little baby. That must have been like a Catery All Ages thing or something like that.
That's sweet.
We should do a blind taste test
Nope.
on the stream. I'll do
Nope.
it. You just give me the stuff.
I will inflict.
Yeah. I'm totally down.
And like, but there's still like I'm not that kind of person. Like I would find no joy in doing that.
I mean, it's not really about you. It's about me having a good time.
So one of the catchphrases in our relationship has always been, lest you forget, it's all about me. I'm not the one that says that. Golly, I guess it might be you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's you. It's definitely him. But it's funny because he's cute. You're cute. I'll keep you.
I saw Joe Arnett play a song today on Instagram, and then I saw it again on Facebook, and it was awesome. You guys should go watch Joe Arnett's songs that he's been doing. I used to love playing with that guy. There was a while where we would do acoustic shows together, and we would like do the kind of like round table thing where like
In the round.
I'd play a couple songs, and then he'd come up and play my last song with me.
Oh,
And then
cute.
I'd play his first song with him, and then I'd get off the stage and he'd continue his set type of thing.
That sounds complicated. Why not just take turns? But I like it. I like it.
We
Because it's
it
community.
made sense to us.
That's awesome. I used
Yeah.
to see Joe Arnett play at Northgate once upon a time.
Yeah, I played
When
with
I
him
was-
at Northgate.
Only a baby.
I don't think I was a baby. I don't know.
I remember some of Northgate. How much older? Is it 5 year?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-year age difference. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but like our high school pop culture references are completely different.
Froyo Flav. It's the vanilla with just straight up all the Reese's they got in it.
Dude, those
But
Sonic bars.
only from the Froyo in West Hollywood. All the rest are garbage as far as I'm concerned.
Is Froyo a chain? Like, is that the name of the place?
Mhm.
The things we learn, y'all.
Yeah. And I went to the Froyo in West Hollywood with Cody McCarty one time. And that's what I got.
Aww.
Which West Hollywood is like a very sassy place to be. Lots of this type of lighting. Fit right in.
I like Brenda's comment.
I just said I first saw Meriwether in College Station, 2005 maybe. No one was there. My friends opened for you guys. Instant fan ever since. I think I remember that show at College Station. That was still the time frame where like we were booking our own tours, and I mean, we'd take any show we could get because no one knew who we were, and so we were just hustling. And I'd say 90% of the shows that we played on those tours were in front of nobody for like, you know, $100 guarantee and whatever we could sell in merch. But I think it was those early tours that we did ourselves. Like Bert worked so hard booking a bunch of that stuff. I mean, this was like before cell phones were smartphones. This was before Garmin's even. Like we were literally printing out MapQuest directions, putting them in a folder, and like that's what we went by. And would like we got into a new state, we'd go buy an actual map from the gas station. But I do think that those early tours, the relationships that we made with people who would come to see us, they lasted for the entirety of the span of the band.
That's really cool.
Jason Tate said, have you ever written a song for a video game? I have not. I did all the models for a video game in college, but I don't think I did the music for it. I would love to. I'm a big gamer to Amy's chagrin.
Occasionally.
But I know that a lot of like video game streamers have used a lot of our songs because we used to get emailed all the time. We still do get emails all the time, and it's weird which songs that it's like one person uses it and then someone else hears it and they're like, oh, hey, can I use this song? This person used it. And it's never like, I think at first it was like I Julian, which is kind of you expect because it's high paced, high energy, and it's probably our best known song. But I don't know, recently it's been like random off the wall tracks. I'd like to do that. If you have an opportunity, please holler.
Yeah, if that's an offer, then holler.
Felt bad because y'all were amazing and no one was there to see. I still have my paper airplane shirt. Man. My buddy Kellen got that shirt tattooed on him that I designed.
Aww.
I don't imagine that felt very good. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to feel bad. We were living our dream, man. It was the best time of our lives, you know? Jason, dude, DM me, dog. I am so down. I was listening today. I was like in the kitchen and Aimee had the TV on in the living room, and there was a commercial for like some local attorney, and it had a little jingle at the end, and it was a total ripoff of like a super well-known jingle. Not even like sorta, maybe not that, like exact ripoff of that jingle.
So can I tell you what the ripoff? So I'm pretty sure it's a ripoff of another local injury attorney's jingle. I think that's a possibility.
I don't think it's an attorney. Because the thing is like, da-da-da-da-da is the place to be. Call 3 and 17.
Hold up. We're just going to look up the phone number.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
The phone number is all you remember. That's a good jingle right there. But this one was like...
Ha-ha! I was right.
Yeah. So it is another attorney's jingle that this other attorney totally ripped off. And it was like, what was the dude's name?
It's... Okay, so... Can we name names? Okay, so
yeah,
it's
not?
Spencer Callahan.
That's Spencer Callahan is the one to see.
Call 387-2323. And then it was Stephen Babcock.
And it was Stephen Babcock is the one to know. Call 555-5000.
Something along
like,
those lines.
Whoa,
Very
dude. Like,
and like he objected. You had gotten back to the office and you like it struck you and you were like,
I was pissed.
Yeah, you were real mad. It was
So,
so funny.
What I've decided to do with my quarantine,
with your Trump check and your quarantine.
with my Trump check and my quarantine, is I'm going to start writing jingles from the solitude of this tiny room and my bisexual lighting and my acoustic guitar that's broken until Spud gets home on Friday and can fix it for me. That's Spud of McMaster's Guitars. Big plug. Yeah, so I'm going to start writing. I'm just going to make them for people that don't even ask me to do it, and I'm going to send it to them.
Can we also do fake products?
Fake products.
And packaging?
Yeah. I think I'm definitely going to start with the jingle for the Rogers and Menard Lawn Firm first.
That was my idea.
That was a great idea that Aimee had.
Thank you.
So Brian or Josie, if you are listening, Please expect a random text message from me in the next day to two.
Day to two.
You like that? It's making Amy's hair look blue.
Like once upon a time.
I wanna sing to Spud. Yes, indeed, Spud. Spud's good people, man.
Yeah, he is.
I do, Maverick misses his uncle dude. Oh my god, I miss Maverick. I keep seeing pictures that you're posting. Please don't stop. I want to just like high five that dude so hard through the phone.
We were talking earlier about how like friendly everybody. Like we went on a walk earlier through the neighborhood, and I hate going on walks. And we need to do a jingle for NorCal Escape.
Yeah.
Got it. We were walking through the neighborhood, and like we were like passing people, and like people were like super friendly and like waving at us from vehicles and like, hello, can you do it?
Hello.
Thank you. I just love you so much.
My name's, what is it, Rico?
Hi, I'm Rico, and
Hello. My name's Rico, and I like to party.
thank you. But we were commenting on how like funny it is that like we are such insular people. And because I really like being in my own little world, in my own personal space, and like not being bothered. But it's like we don't know how to interact at this point. We walk past people on the street, like, oh my gosh, hi! I would never do that. Normally, it's weird. It's weird energy, y'all.
Yeah. Normally you walk by people before all this, and you're like, if this dude looks at me wrong, these two miniature dachshunds, I'm gonna unleash the beast.
The sleepiest dogs. They're so asleep. Do I have to move? Can you move?
No. If you could/had to do a cover album that featured only music by other local bands, what songs might be on that album? That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
See, here's the problem. No, remembering the names of songs is hard for me, especially now after my 20s. There's not much of those brain cells left. Navo, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Stuff. Let's see.
Yeah,
It's gonna be impossible for me to like name songs.
that one that goes like.
We played with a band called Ellipsis when we were in high school with my band Soul House. Josh Nee was in that band.
Oh yeah.
He played bass. The singer Chris had like a really cool. I'm never gonna remember the name of the band. See, now you put me on the spot with something like that, my brain just shuts down. John Michael, a buddy out of New Orleans. No, that was Ellipsis. Josh's band was Stick Chap. Ellipsis was the guys out of New Orleans.
That's such a good name, though. Stick Chap.
But it also stuff I think means like I would have to be able to play it, right? So like, Punch People, I'd never be able to play that ever. Yeah, I want to think about that one.
Peach was having a dream. She's awake now.
Probably Songs by Gus, she said.
I want to hear that mixtape.
Like I said, finding the silver lining, people are waving at each other now. I mean, I think it's much more than just that, but like those like daily reminders, you know, seeing how everybody's like coming together and responding for the first responders and the medical field workers who are like in overdrive right now, you know, like that's been really, really cool. Walkway models. I'm shaking the whole thing. What's up, Mr. Blake Bro? How was your stream tonight? I stopped in for like 20 seconds and then had to go get ready. tribute to fellows. I do like that. I would like to have 1 week to put that list together.
Yeah.
And then maybe you and me can get on a Zoom call, and we'll see if we can't find those songs and stream them together. You make your list, and I'll make my list.
Love it. Oh my gosh. So part of quarantine for us has been like watching a lot of Instagram and Twitter videos and like crying a lot because like things are beautiful and people are good people. We watched one last night with John Krasinski, and we were puddles afterwards. It was bad.
Yeah. I think that's like was supposed to be a show that he was actually going to start, and maybe this all did this, and so it was perfect time, or maybe it's just.
I think it was
the idea was conceived during this, and I believe that it should become something because it's brilliant, but it's real good news, and it's just him like.
Some good news. It's SGN.
Is it?
Yeah, SGN.
Some good news. Yeah.
Some good news.
Got it.
It was real cute.
Meg said, I'm raising money for masks for my sister-in-law caring for COVID patients.
Oh.
Do you have a link or something like that you could put in the comments, Meg? Our first show was Punch People Merriweather and Down in the Park at Rock and Bowl in Nola the day before Katrina hit. Yeah, I remember that. Matt Vincent dressed up as Coach Stuart Gunner and took money at the door, and it was supposed to be a free show. Track 1, Soul House. I'm about to dig up some old brother stuff. You and Jeff throwing down, man. Will we ever get to hear Work Out live? What's Work Out? What are you referring to? You're referring to the track off of Save Our Souls? Yeah, Work It Out. I don't know. I've been doing songs from like all the different projects that I've been a part of over the last however long, and I haven't considered doing a Soul House song. I don't even know where that music is, and I've done like a little noodle of SLJ. But we when we pushed out Save Our Souls, there was Bob and Josie and Brent and myself and Andrew and Skip. Maybe was Skip still around for that? We played those songs a lot. Those are really good songs. They're definitely a different version of Merriweather tracks, but after things kind of died down and we've only really been doing the Christmas shows, we kind of play like half songs that we really want to play, that we like and really enjoy playing, and then like half for like the heaters.
Meg, thanks for sharing that link.
Yeah, everybody check that link out.
Looking at that.
Thank you for asking about that song, though, and thank you for listening to all that extra stuff. It's always nice when people ask me about songs off of albums that weren't really make your move.
The deep cuts.
The deep cuts.
B-sides and deep cuts.
Yeah.
What are you listening to? It's Pajama with a Y.
It's Cave Town. It's that album that we listened to the other night on Friday.
I know. Cassidy was listening to this earlier.
You mean Gus?
Cassidy. We have like 17 different nicknames for Cassidy.
When you have that many nicknames, that means you're a good people.
Oh, for
It's science.
sure.
Just
sure.
like anytime
Science.
that you end up with Sharpie marker mustaches, it's going to be one hell of a night. Science.
Before or after the night is over?
Yep. During.
Like, do you start the night with one, or do you end the night with one? Or do you start the morning after with one?
all of the above in any circumstance.
I feel like starting the night with one is one thing.
Right, that's what I'm
Finishing
saying.
the night with one when you did not have one to begin with could be another.
Yeah, totally two different endings and circumstances,
Vibes, y'all.
but both evenings would have been
Story worthy?
story worthy.
Yeah, it's a story.
I've got good stories about a very specific evening that involves Sharpie marker mustaches. We're gonna have to get Matt Vincent on here to talk about that. He's gonna have some good ones. Speaking of the rock and roll and all that.
What's the longest Steve went without showering?
I'm.
Cody with the good questions.
I can't really say for certain.
Ooh, that's a really good question too.
A week, 2 weeks, his whole life. I don't know. Dude does what he wants, man. What song are you most proud of lyrically? Shit.
He's gonna need a week on that one too.
Well, I just think that that's one of those things. It's like your newest stuff is always like your favorite, right? And I'm really proud of the new Andy Ford stuff, and really excited to get that stuff out. And we've finally been able to get back to like working on wrapping that up. This weekend, I'm hoping to do a live stream interview with Torrance and Thurman Thomas, who helped me out. Listen to some of the stuff from their newest EP, and maybe listen to another new Andy Ford song. I'm proud of that stuff, but I think like lyrically, I think like 2 years ago we released like the first Merriweather song in however long, and it was called Rage and Reward.
Oh, I love that one.
And at the time it was me, Brett, Steve, and Josh. And Brad, actually. I wasn't playing guitar still. I hadn't been playing guitar for a while at that point. So it was an interesting writing process, but it was the first time ever writing without me playing the guitar and writing my own parts. And starting with the guitar is usually where I typically start when I write. And so that process was like, I don't know how well some people know me, but I was always known back then for being kind of a dictator in the songwriting process. And it's not something I'm like particularly proud of, but it was just at the time that was the process, and I would be like, you play this, you play this, you play this, you play this, 1, 2, 3, let's go. I mean, everybody wrote their pieces and stuff like that. It was probably more so for like arrangements and things like that, but I definitely shot down ideas sooner than I should have, like in full vulnerability. But one of the things that I was excited about with those two songs, we did 2 songs 2 years ago, was approaching it without that being part of the process, being very mindful and introspective at the same time about not being that dictator and just letting it be what it's going to be, and just having a good time playing music with my best friends. And so because of that, I really only focused on lyrics and vocal melodies. I didn't write the guitar parts. I did the arrangements, but we put out Rage and Reward, but there's another song called The Gilded Age of Failure. And I think that that's probably one of the best songs I've ever written lyrically, and it's probably never going to be released. So I think I might have the recording. Paul Broussard in Lafayette produced those for us. He's got an insanely cool studio at his house, man. I would love to go back and track there with him someday. And he's always, we've known him for a long time. He's always been a really great guy. I've even seen him at shows since then. He's just like, dude, when are you coming? I'm like, I'm trying, We had talked about doing a new Merriweather record, and it didn't happen. But that song is really, really cool. I'm very proud of those lyrics.
Those are some pretty, heavy. I mean, they all are. Like good music is generally angry, or sad, or just super emotional.
Right.
But those were particularly poignant.
I was going through something.
just such a cool byproduct. Like, you went through everything that you went through, and you at least had something, like, you knew how you felt about it, and you put it into a song, which is just really a cool way of processing, I think.
Eric said, I get to play that live here one night. Here's the thing. I don't know how to play it on the guitar. I mean, I could try to learn it, but the guitar parts are super intricate. I mean, you're talking about Steve Bergeron and Brad Orso.
Brad, yeah.
Like, one of the craziest, weirdest guitar players I've ever met, and then one of the best guitar players I've ever met.
Those aren't mutually exclusive, but
No.
both of those dudes are so talented.
Meg said to play it. I mean, I don't even know where it is. I don't. It was like a.
It'd be I think it's a Dropbox.
Yeah, but I never saved it. It was like from Paul. No.
My feathers seem to have taken the brunt of the storm. They are
There you go.
feeling pretty
Oh, snap, y'all.
worn.
All right.
We found it.
Found it.
We finally found
You guys wanna hear it?
shelter tucked away inside a
I
wall.
do.
Let me turn the.
Did I just hear you like gulp?
Yeah.
You did.
So I don't know. I don't know what condition this is in. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna turn my shit up.
Do you need help?
See, I don't think that's the right one. I could play my acoustic version. I can't play tonight, Meg. My hands are trashed. And again, like, I don't know the guitar for this song. Here we go. Let's see if this is right.
This is scratch that is what you recorded
Yeah.
too.
I don't know. See, that's not right.
That's not right.
But I also feel like it's only playing one side. Yeah. Hold on, folks. What if I do like this?
We're not gonna be able to hear it.
Let me see. It just sounds like it's only one side of the track being played.
Mhm.
Yeah, because right here is a guitar piece. Does anybody know how to check, like, if my audio out is like stereo?
Or you could like find that email on your phone. The audio would be whatever.
Okay. I think that's it.
It says melody idea.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's
Okay.
it. We're going to see.
I can break drowning. I've been underwater, I've been reaching for you, but you just keep on pushing me down under the surface. I've been steady searching for some purpose, screaming underwater. I've been searching farther, searching for the Father. I promise I'll look harder. But I won't beg, I won't beg, I won't beg. I am not your dog anymore. You can run, you can run, you can run, but you can't hide from yourself anymore. I won't beg, I won't beg, I won't beg. You are not my God anymore. You can run, you can run, you can run, but you can't hide from yourself anymore. If you're talking about revenge, you might as well dig two graves. If you're talking about the end, you've only just been counting down your days. If you're talking about revenge, you might as well take two graves. And if you're talking about the end, you've only just been counting down your days. This is the gilded age of failure, gold-plated grit, the death of expectations. You may failure look fashionable, I'd rather see the beauty and the truth. This is the gilded age of failure, gold-plated grit, the death of expectations. You may failure look fashionable, I'd rather see the beauty and the truth.
That was it. I'm very proud of that song.
I love that one.
Thank you for your patience while I got that figured out. Poor Harvey. Poor Harvey was incredible, man. That's the thing is I could go back and like I'll forget about somebody and then like that list is so long. What was the name of that band? They were an instrumental band and they had like a dragonfly on the cover of their album and on their CD. Do you remember them?
Yeah, good call on that, Derek.
Kayla, thank you. It would have been great to have done a whole Merriweather record like that, huh? That shit was rad.
Zach asked about...
Will Merriweather's second album, For Our Fathers, ever be released on the streaming platforms? You mean Sons of Our Fathers? Probably not, because we don't own the masters to the recordings, so we put them online for you to have for free anyways on Bandcamp.
Such metal.
Encompass and Stalemate? No, but they were great too. It was like all instrumental. It was like very like ambient rock that had like so many like great builds. Aaron, what's up, dude? Who owns the masters? Universal Records. At least the masters of the recordings of those songs that Howard Benson did.
So would you have to completely like re-record each one of those?
Uh-huh. Or we get in touch with Howard Benson and we say, hey, get the rights for those songs that you did with us from Jimmy Iovine. So, and then like release them yourself, and we'll go on a tour.
There's also that.
They played the Moon a lot. This was definitely like Soul House days. This was way before Merriweather. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, Always the Runner stuff. God, I love you, man. Always the Runner. That band had some killer stuff. Yeah, that'd be like a 3-nighter, dude. Which I'm all about. Anything to rest these phalanges.
So look, did you see what Christina said?
Unable to post in live feed, but we need more of these in the world. I say reprint. I've been trying to get Tom Brown and Lafayette to print all the old Merriweather shirts. And I mean,
and Fufo.
Everything has been crazy, but I think he had to have like a knee surgery. But yeah, I've been trying for a while to like get all those old shirts and stuff on a website that people can go to. I should probably do that with my downtime.
With your quarantine?
With my quarantine, and like do pre-orders and then donate all the money, all the profits at least.
Also, I would like to solicit ideas.
Got to pay for the shirts and stuff. But it's got to be the old shirts. Stuff. Like I have all the old vintage design files.
The only Merriweather shirt I have is that shirt in red, and it is a children's large.
Brian said, I can't find a copy of Sons of Our Fathers. Where can I find it? You go to you go to merriweather.bandcamp.com, and everything that we've ever released is for free to listen on that website. I 100% agree with that emotion stuff.
Do you second that emotion?
I 100% agree with it.
But do you second it? It's a good old song.
You wild.
I'm precious. I have dad jokes.
Brian, he said I saved his quarantine with that link. Good luck, man. We were talking, me and Aimee were talking about like format of continuing to do this, you know, post quarantine, which is something I'd like to do, and I'd like to be able to still do it every day. But you know, I think mixing up the format with like us doing the, you know, New Music Fridays and then doing like an interview thing like I did with Brent the other night, and doing like one of those each a week, maybe 2 interviews or something, or like a Q&A or whatever. If I had like 4 songs a week to play, could I make it through a whole year without playing the same song twice? And I was trying to count all the songs on this site. I don't think it's quite there. I think it's like 78 Merriweather songs.
So I guess you'd have to do some covers.
No, but that's then you start doing Discovery Corps songs, and you do Arrows songs, and you do Grinder songs, you do Andy Ford songs, you can go back and do Soul House songs. I mean, those were such good times. Stuff and Meg, Back in the Gap, man. Ichabods. John Michael from Ellipsis. We played with them in Ichabods one time, and he wasn't 18, and we didn't really think there was anything. We were stupid kids. We were like, fuck it, he's gonna come play with us, right? And they told him that he couldn't come in and play because he was a minor. So they backed up their truck to the other side of the wall where the stage at Ichabods was outside in the way back, or Northgate, or whatever it's called now. Back then it was Ichabods. And the stage was in the back of the property outside. and behind the stage was like a cinder block wall, and they drove the truck on the other side of the wall, and they set his amp up for him, and then ran his cable, and then he set his effects pedals and all his other stuff up on top of the truck and played the show on top of the truck. It was the greatest thing. Minors can definitely play. I mean, this was...
Well, somehow...
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I think it was just minors couldn't be in the bar. You gotta be 18, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Go watch Joe Arnett's videos. Check me out Friday on the Wonder South Instagram Live concert, Foxhole Fest. Scroll up in these comments and find Meg's link that she posted, a GoFundMe to raise money for masks for healthcare professionals in New Orleans. I mean, it's a desperate need at this point. So I know everybody's, going to keep things tight for a while, but if you got anything, please give. And thanks for hanging out with me the last week or so, and keep watching everybody's streams. It's really good for the community, I think, and for all of us. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Aimee Cake, for being a guest this evening.
Chiming in occasionally.
You guys have a great night.
Night, y'all. Bye.